Hello everyone, I'm Veronica Spanstrom, your positive psychology coach, and I am back after a break of 1 year that seen some very unpleasant events in my life, in my family, that needed my attention and time to grieve. Actually, I'm still in the healing process after my father's death, but I figured it's time for me to finally start looking forward again. You can find out more details about this at the very end of the video. But meanwhile, I have become a certified coach and I can't wait to restart coaching. I feel best when I feel that I can help people become aware of their character strengths and how to use them to reach their life goals. It's one of the most satisfying jobs out there, and I'm really grateful to be practicing it. So, if you feel that you need a coach, please get back to me. We will have a discussion, a conversation to see if and how I can be of service to you, or maybe that you don't need a coach at all. And while coaching is a powerful tool, it cannot replace therapy if that is what you need. In my coaching process, I use some of the most powerful tools in positive psychology, and those are the character strengths. Character strengths are basically the backbone of positive psychology. They have been researched intensely in the last 20 plus years, and studies show that they are universal, meaning that we all have them no matter where we live on this globe. They are cross-cultural, meaning we all have them no matter the culture that we live in. They are easily recognized, that is, we apply them without thinking, and they are elevating to self and others, meaning they put us in a state of flow and they lead to peak performance. Character strengths are a set of 24 abilities, talents, inner resources, or superpowers, as I like to call them, that we all have in different degrees. They are strengths like humor, zest, social intelligence, gratitude, fairness, creativity, and so on. And they are basically our core essence. It's how we feel, think, act, and behave, both at home and at work. And when we use our character strengths, we feel energized, motivated, we don't feel how the time goes by, and we are in a state of flow. At work, character strengths are a key factor to better employee engagement and higher profits. One highly important characteristic of these strengths is that when we use them with intent, like we do in the coaching process, they help us to go smoother over the trying times of our lives. So, I have prepared a series of short episodes where we will talk about each character strength. This series will include two types of episodes. The first type, in which we will approach the character strengths from a general perspective, meaning we will see what their definitions are and where we use them in general. And the second type of episode is about the golden mean. The golden mean is the optimal way of using our character strengths. Because like every ability or talent, they can also be overused or underused. And when we over or underuse them, this usually creates frustrations, obviously to us first, but also to those around us. I hope to see you on the next episode where we will start diving into your superpowers. Until then, here comes a very abbreviated and hopefully still understandable story of the latest 4 years of my life, or how and why I became a positive psychology and mindfulness coach. So, my connection with positive psychology and mindfulness is as organic as it gets. It all started in December of 2020 when COVID hit my father in a direct and very traumatic way. It all started at home with light dementia symptoms. He was then tested positive for COVID and had to go to the hospital. While he was in hospital, I had contracted COVID myself. And 2 weeks later, when he was supposed to be released from the hospital, 2 days before Christmas. We needed someone to bring him home to us, so that we can take care of him. And we got a straight refusal from our family. And that moment it was lockdown. I had a fever of around 39 to 40 degrees Celsius myself. We were 50 kilometers away from him, and we had no car. In the end, me and my husband, we managed to meet my father as he was released from the hospital, free of COVID, but with severe dementia symptoms this time. They only treated the COVID symptoms, not the dementia, of course. This shocked me to my core because my father had always been a very active, very healthy, and very sharp guy. And also, of course, because it's really painful to see our parents suffer. We moved in with my father, and with my husband's precious help and the doctors, of course, we managed to bring him to a really stable state where he had rosy cheeks, he was taking short daily walks, and he had no real dementia symptoms. All that resulted indeed in a burnout for me. After 6 or 7 months, we moved back from where he lived, the city where he lived, back to our city. Because he was really stable and independent. And while trying to bring our lives back on track, we also made sure that he was cared for. This is when I started feeling very low, and but because I considered that my father's was top priority, I postponed taking any measure for another 3 months or so. When I realized that I wasn't even enjoying my hobby anymore, that is scrapbooking, by the way, I looked for ways to relieve my trauma symptoms and started my journey into mindfulness meditation. The study into mindfulness rekindled my old interest in psychology, and that led to my studying positive psychology and the science of well-being at the universities of Yale and Pennsylvania back in 2022. That is also when I became a positive psychology coach. In September of 2023, we brought my father to live in the same city as us because he was having no more close relatives or friends over there. And that is when things started going south. The same family members who refused to help when we asked for help started circling around and meddling and basically brought everything to a halt. The situation, as you might imagine, went from very high stress levels, something that lasted for full 5 months with turnarounds and dramas every second day, to almost a breaking point. My father has died recently, and while I'm still in the grieving process, what helped me through it all since December 2020 onward was my husband, of course, and actually practicing mindfulness and positive psychology. I know there are many of you out there going through similar situations or worse, and I am here to tell you that you are not alone. You will get through it. You have all the resources within you to get through this. And even though in the thick of it you don't feel like it, you will be stronger and even more beautiful on the other side of it. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you like this channel, please like, subscribe, and share it with your tribe. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.